So, you hit a drop and broke your derailleur. Hey, it's nothing to feel bad about. We've all broken something on our bike during a ride without a replacement. It could have been a hanger, brake pads, or even your chain. The first thing you need to know is that derailleur repair can look scary, but it's really not. The first thing you need to do is assess the damage. Sometimes, all you need to do is replace the hanger, which is designed to fail in order to protect your frame and your derailleur. But if there is obvious damage to the derailleur, you will need to replace the whole assembly. Now that you know what it is you need to replace, go on the internet or to a bike shop and look for what you need. Make sure to take note of how many gears you have on your cassette, or what the largest number is on your right-hand shifter. Once your replacement parts come in, promptly thank the delivery man and rush to your garage to begin with the repair. Then realize that you have forgotten to order something. Repeat this cycle until you have everything you need. This could take a while. Okay, so now that you have everything that you need, let's get to work. First things first, we need to remove all of the broken junk from the bike, such as the derailleur hanger, chain, gear cable, and whatever else was broken when you did that drop. Now, in order to make your life easier, if you don't have a bike stand, flip your bike upside down so that it's resting on the cockpit and the seat. In order to access the hanger, you will need to remove your back wheel. You may have a through axle, but the process is the same. Just flip the lever and unscrew. If you have hydraulic disc brakes, make sure that you insert the chocks so that your pistons don't get compressed accidentally. Now you need to remove the hanger. It is usually one small hex bolt with its own little nut thingy that is recessed into the frame. Derailleur hangers are often hard to find because each bike frame uses a different one. Your best bet is to go to the place where you got your bike from because they should have replacement parts. If you bought your bike on the internet, just look up on derailleurhanger.com your bike and try to match the derailleur hanger in your hand to the one on the screen. Now we can start putting the stuff back together. You need to install the derailleur hanger the same way it was installed in the first place. Then attach the derailleur to the hanger with the hex bolt, making sure that the B screw is resting on the lip of the hanger. Now we can attach the shift cable to the derailleur. You need to undo this nut and make sure that the cable rests in a little groove. Apply some tension and tighten the bolt, then stick an end on it and squeeze it with some pliers. Now it's time to set the limit screws. It's best to do this with the chain off so that you can do it more accurately and without obstruction. Shift into first gear and push the derailleur manually to its lower limit. If the upper pulley goes past the biggest sprocket on the cassette, then you need to tighten the L screw to limit it. But don't tighten it too much or it won't go into first gear at all. Now shift into your highest gear to set the limit for the other end of the cassette as well. Adjust the B screw so that the upper pulley does not crash into the cassette at your lowest and highest gear. Now we can put the chain back on. Route the chain around the cassette, then in front of the upper pulley and behind the lower pulley. If you have a derailleur up front, make sure to route it through that too. Now route it around your front chain ring or chain rings. Fasten it together with a master link or by using the extra pin included in the box. Now shift your drivetrain into the largest gear in the back and, if applicable, the largest gear in the front. The derailleur should be angled slightly forward, but no less than 45 degrees. If you have a full suspension bike, then you will want to add a few links to this configuration so that when you bottom out in your lowest gear, your drivetrain doesn't mechanically lock. If you have a hardtail, there's no need to worry about this. Now that we have everything put together, we can adjust the gears so that they shift well. Start by running through the gears as fast as you can, rapidly up and down shifting in order to stretch the cable. Now start in your smallest gear, or to put it another way, the highest gear, and go up the cassette one by one. Usually this is the thumb lever on the right side of your handlebars. One click on the shifter should move the chain over by one sprocket. If it doesn't move, you need to bring the barrel adjuster out by a few turns until it shifts. If you find yourself unwinding the barrel adjuster a lot, bring it back in and tighten the cable manually. The cable will stretch out, so you'll need to do this again in a few weeks. If you hit a rough spot in the cassette where it doesn't shift too nicely, but it shifts really well everywhere else, then your hanger is bent and there's nothing you can really do about it besides getting a new one. So get yourself a Coke, a beer, or whatever drink you like. It's time to celebrate because you just changed your first derailleur. Now go back out to that drop and clean it once and for all. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, and I or
Oh.
someone else watching will help you. Thank you for checking out Idiot's Guide to Mountain Biking. See you next time.